This is a series I'm going to be doing. This is sort of like episode 0. I'm going to go through every Sierra game, adventure game, not every Sierra game. That would be a lot more games, maybe one day. But first, I want to start with a little background. I'm going to set up a PDP-10 emulator here, and while we're getting that going, I'm going to hook up a Python Teletype machine to it, and we're going to play Adventure. So why Adventure? This is the game that back in 1979, I believe, Roberta Williams was playing this on Ken's Teletype machine at their home. I think it was hooked up to a mainframe that he worked on, and they happened to have Adventure. They found it on there. And this sort of inspired her to make her game. And she, wanted to add graphics to it, and that's how we got Mystery House, which is the first game we're actually going to play from Sierra in this series. But I just wanted to start here with a little background and sort of show maybe what it would be like playing through that on a Teletype machine. I kind of wanted to experience for myself. And when I first streamed Mystery House, I did a little intro like this with the Teletype machine and PDP-10 emulator playing Adventure, but I did lose that video, so I'm just sort of re-recording it to give a feel for you to see how that might have been. So let's get started. And I'm no expert, but a Teletype machine essentially was a typewriter with a modem and some electromechanical parts that let it interface with the computer mainframe over the telephone. And it's kind of like maybe a more modern, but still not modern analog. It's calling into a BBS with like a terminal or something. So it essentially turned the typewriter into a terminal for a mainframe. But yeah, run Adventure, or run ADV is what we're going to do here. Type G to continue, X to exit, and T to trace. We're going to type G to continue, of course. Welcome to Adventure! Would you like instructions? Yes, we would. Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave, where others have found fortunes and treasure and gold. Though it is rumored that some who enter are never seen again, magic is said to work in the cave. I will be your eyes and hands. Direct me with commands of 1 or 2 words. Errors, suggestions, complaints to Crowther. If stuck, type help for some hints. Oh, here we go. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. A small stream flows out of the building and down a gully. So as we play, just remember, you're on your Teletype machine, there's a clicky-clacky, and you're got a mug of hot cocoa or something. I don't know. I always imagine it's a cabin for some reason, and it's just cozy, and you're talking to a computer mainframe somewhere, not necessarily super far away, but could be. Let's see. I think you can just type in the direction in this one. Yeah. You're in an open forest with a deep valley to one side. Now, this is kind of not a blind playthrough. We've only played for about an hour. I did lose the footage, which is why we're re-recording this. You're in an open forest near both a valley and a road. But I've only gotten a few steps into the cave, and then we died. So, since it's just sort of an intro, we'll probably do something similar again. You're at the end of the road again. Okay, this is our... I think this is where we started. Let's see. Look. Oh, sorry, but I'm not allowed to give more detail. I will repeat the long description of your location. You're standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Yeah, this is where we started. So, I do know stuff like enter building, and there's a bunch of supplies in there. And I know how to get into the cave. That took us a while to figure out, but we finally did. You're inside a building, a well house for a large spring. There are some keys on the ground here. There's a shiny brass lamp. There's food. There's a bottle of water. So we're going to get all. Have we ever tried that? No. So get bottle. Get food. Get, what else was there? Oh, key. And then get a lamp. And something to try is rub lamp. Maybe a genie inside. Rubbing the electric lamp is not particularly rewarding. Anyway, nothing exciting happens. I thought that was fun. Exit building. And if I remember correctly, we head south. Because we want to get to like where the gully goes into a... Yeah, here we go. Streaming along a rock bed. Where it gets dried up. Yeah, downstream the bare rock. And I think this is going to have the grate. You're in a 20-foot depression floored with bare dirt. Set into the dirt is a strong steel grate mounted in concrete. A dry stream bed leads into the depression. The grate is locked. Open grate, because we have the key, I believe that now works. The grate is now unlocked. Enter grate. What do you want to do with the grate? Okay, now go grate. Where? Oh, I bet it wants down. You are in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. A low crawl over cobbles leads inward to the west. The grate is now open. All right, let's crawl west. It probably doesn't like crawl. You're crawling over cobbles in a low passage. There's a dim light at the end of the east end of the passage. There's a small wicker cage nearby. Ooh, I don't remember that. Get cage. Okay. Let's see. There's a dim light at the east end of the passage. You're crawling over. So we go west then, yeah? You're in a debris room filled with stuff washed in from the surface. A low, wide passage with cobbles becomes plugged with mud and debris here. But an awkward canyon leads upward into the west. A note on the wall says magic word Zizzy. It is now pitch black. If you proceed, you will likely fall into a pit. And there's also a 3-foot black rod with a rusty star on an end. Oh, with a rusty star on an end lies nearby. I see. Get rod. So that sort of sounds like maybe like a fence post from a cast iron fence or something. Use lamp. I don't know that word. I can't do turn on. That's 3 words. On lamp. Your lamp is now on. There we go. And then I think it was up stairs, it said. Yeah, you're in an awkward sloping east-west canyon. So I'm going to keep going west. You're in a splendid chamber, 30 feet high. The walls are frozen rivers of orange stone. An awkward canyon and the good passage exit from the east and west sides of the chamber. A cheerful bird is sitting here. Ooh, cage bird. What do you want to do? A catch bird. The bird was unafraid when you entered, but as you approach, it becomes disturbed and you cannot catch it. Interesting. I'm not sure. What if we drop cage? Okay, and let's like leave the room for a second. Maybe it'll settle into the cage on its own. At your feet is a small pit, breathing traces of white mist. An east passage ends here, except for a small crack leading on. Look crack? Sorry, but I'm not allowed blah 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 blah. I will repeat the long description. Oh boy. I definitely see how this would be like inspirational though, because it's kind of cool and like, you know, you'd have to have a light on the paper. It wouldn't be the glow of a screen. It would be, I don't know, it'd be kind of like reading, but interactive. I don't know. And the clicking. I like it. Let's go back east and see if the bird is in the cage now. You're in the bird chamber. There's a small wicker cage discarded nearby. I guess not. Okay, get cage. Throw cage. That's such a dumb way to catch something. Oh, I have trouble with the word throw because you can throw a thing or throw at a thing. Use drop or attack instead. Well, I don't want to attack the bird, and I already dropped the cage, so maybe we'll think about this. Let's go west, sorry. And we'll explore a little more and keep the bird in mind. We aren't going to play through the whole thing. We're probably just going to go till we die the first time, which I imagine will be pretty quick. I just sort of wanted to do this like as an intro to playing all the Sierra games, because this was, at least from what I know, a huge inspiration to Roberta and Ken. You're at one end of a vast hall stretching forward out of sight to the west. There are openings to either side. Nearby, a wide stone staircase leads downward. The hall is filled with wisps of white mist swaying to and fro, almost as if alive. A cold wind blows up the staircase. There's a passage at the top of the dome behind you. So it's like we came down into a building. Interesting. So we're at the end of a long hallway, and there's a staircase down, and there's also the staircase up to the dome, and at the top of the dome, I guess, is sort of the cave where we came from. And let's go west for now. You're on the east bank of a fissure, slicing clear across the hall. The mist is quite thick here, and the fissure is too wide to jump. Sounds like we're going back east. You're in the Hall of Mists. Oh, what a good name. Let's go down. You're in the Hall of the Mountain King, with passages off in all directions. A huge, green, fierce snake bars the way. Interesting. So, we have played a little ahead, like on stream. We're actually, as I record this, I'm doing Black Cauldron, so we're a little ahead. And I do know that the way you deal with snakes in Sierra is bash them over the head with something. And it also says bars the way, and I wonder if this is the start of kind of giving clues in the description of things, because it's sort of a clever way to do it to make you maybe think of things. So let's attack, use bar, because we have an iron rod. Use rod. Attack snake. Maybe it just works if you have the bar. Attacking the snake both doesn't work and is very dangerous. Hit rod. I don't know. That just felt right. There is nothing here to attack. Oh, there's no rod. So rod snake. What do you want to do with the snake? This is the sort of thing you would, jump snake. Let's try that. That sounds dumb. I don't know how to apply that word here. You're in the Hall of the Mountain King. A huge green fierce snake bars the way. No, I can't throw. Snake. Stomp snake? That's sort of gross. I don't know that word. Maybe we need the bird to I wouldn't feed a bird to a snake. That's not cool. Kick snake. Oh god, that's dumb. That's gonna get us killed. I don't understand that. Thank goodness. Well, this is the problem with playing blind. If there's a cut here, it's because I sat here and pondered for 30 minutes. How do I say smack him over the head with a rod? Can we say inventory? It's helping me. Are you trying to attack or avoid the snake? Attack? You can't kill the snake or drive it away or avoid it or anything like that. There's a way to get by, but you don't have the necessary resources right now. Oh. Well, alright. So, can I go south? You can't get by the snake. A little dwarf just walked around a corner, saw you, threw a little axe at you, which missed, cursed, and ran away. Interesting. Stuff changes. Oh wow, this is more More advanced than I even thought. Can I go the other directions, or is it just barring to the south? Interesting. So east is up. So if we go west, it considers it's no. There's a threatening little dwarf in the room with you. One sharp, nasty knife is thrown at you. It misses. It's just collecting its weapons. Get knife. Oh, well, must have gone too far. So can we go west here? There's a threatening little dwarf in the room with you. You can't get by the snake. This is a lot. A little dwarf with a big knife blocks your way. There's a threatening little dwarf in the room with you. One nasty knife is thrown at you. A sharp, nasty knife. It misses. You can't get by the snake. There are two dwarves in the room with you. Interesting. Attack dwarf. I see no dwarf here. Okay. Oh, that's because, okay. Attack dwarves. Draves. I seem to have typed incorrectly. Attack dwarves. Oh, interesting. Was there somewhere? The only thing I think we saw that we could get is the bird. Did we try to go north? Or we just blocked in every direction? Dwarf with a dwarf with a big knife blocks your way. There are two threatening little dwarves in the room with you. Two of them throw knives at you. None of them hit you. You're in the Hall of the Mountain King. Am I just lucky, or is that just like they can never hit me? Like stormtrooper dwarves. Let's see. I guess we should just go back up. My goodness. Oh, they followed us. We're in the Hall of Mists. Rough stone steps lead up the dome. Attack. Let's just see if attack does something. You killed a dwarf! Oh my gosh. This is terrible. You're at the end of the hall, etc. This is the same as the Hall of Mists long description. So let's attack. Oh, we killed the other dwarf. This is terrible. So it's kind of interesting. It seems a little confused about the attack and then not attacking, but you know what I forgot about? We've never said Zizzy. What if I just say Zizzy? Nothing happens. There's a threatening little dwarf in the room with you. Oh my gosh. Let's head north. Hall of the Mountain King. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but attack. Let's just see if it gives it. Maybe the axe is what we needed. You attack a little dwarf, but he dodges out of the way. I see. Oh my goodness. We seem quite stuck. I actually meant to go to the, oh my gosh, there are two dwarves in the room with you. A knife is thrown at you, it misses. I think I want to keep going west. I want to go to the Fisher because in one of the games we played, I believe it was Wizard and the Princess, the magic word made a bridge appear. So maybe that's the case here. No. No, it is not. Oh, he got me! Game over. Pause. Game over. So we were killed by a dwarf. That's interesting. I've never made it that far. I'm not sure what to do there. Maybe I missed something on the surface, or there's an item I needed. It said I didn't have what I needed to get by the snake. Okay, so we'll just go with that. I just wanted to show a little intro so you'd have an idea of kind of as we watch, as we start with Mystery House and go through as Sierra Adventure games evolve, sort of where they came from. Crowther first wrote this. This is the first adventure game. This is why adventure games are called adventure games. This is adventure. It's Colossal Cave Adventure, I think people say now, maybe to clarify sometimes, but this is where the genre stems from. And this is what, at least from what I've read, inspired Roberta playing these on the Teletype machine. I just thought it'd be fun to take a look at it. Unfortunately, we lost the original video, so I had to do a little re-record. But yeah, I hope you thought that was interesting, kind of cool. So again, this is a PDP-10 emulator. I'm trying to run the Teletype machines like a Python thing just to sort of make it scroll and noise at the right times. But yeah, I hope you had fun. I did. We'll definitely come back and play through this all the way one day, probably just on stream. I don't know if I'll do a video on it, but definitely come back and check it out. We're going to have Mystery House coming up soon, and yeah, we're just going to go through all of them. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed Adventure on a PDP-10. And we might not do the Larrys. We'll see about the Larrys.